The bold and the beautiful spoilers preview video for the week of July 21st to 25th reveals that John Finn Finnegan will uncover the truth about Liam Spencer's tumor, while Rich Forrester is reminded that his heart belongs to only one woman. B&B's weekly ad begins with Nick Marone's visit to the Forrester estate, where he speaks with Taylor Hayes about her relationship with Ridge. After Taylor mentions her engagement, Nick suggests that the Ridgebrook redo thing should come to a stop. Taylor may agree, but she shouldn't be so sure about Ridge's commitment to their future. Ridge has a history of waffling and eventually returns to Brooke Logan. At Forrester Creations, Eric Forrester will remind Ridge of his love for Brooke and emphasize that she is the only person in the world for his son. Ridge may claim that he has created something unique with Taylor, but Eric believes their relationship will never compare to the one Ridge has shared with Brooke over the years. Meanwhile, Finn will talk to Bridget Forrester about Liam, Grace Buckingham, and any unsolved questions concerning Liam's experimental surgery. Both Bridget and Finn are concerned about how everything went down, therefore there will be more investigation in future episodes. B&B's weekly teaser video has a pensive Finn staring at Liam's brain scans on his laptop and asking, "What really happened to you, Liam?" Grace will struggle to keep all of her secrets hidden in the upcoming episodes. Will Finn discover that Grace is running a hoax and that Liam never had a brain tumor at all? Grace will have to face some penalties sooner or later, so stay tuned for updates on all of the incredible news that Finn is sure to unearth. Grace's web of falsehoods will soon unravel, exposing the entire truth. Ridge and Taylor couldn't stop talking about what happened and how Luna nearly killed their daughter. Brooke walked in and offered her support. Taylor stated that they would always be grateful to Liam for saving Steffi's life. The conversation turned to Liam's tumor, and they talked about how little time he had left and how it would affect Kelly and Beth. Brooke wondered what would happen if Liam died while they were in Italy, and Hope and Steffi needed them. Ridge did not believe they should postpone the trip until they learned more about Liam's condition. Ridge stated that they would make decisions based on what is best for their family. Taylor agreed that they needed to stick together and be there for their girls, and Brooke agreed. Across the hall, Will and Electra had a similar chat, describing what Luna had done. Electra remarked that Liam was a brave hero for protecting Steffi. Katie walked in, and they all lamented Liam's condition. Katie thought it was unfair that Liam was facing the death penalty, rather than being recognized for his heroism. Will hoped that something or someone could save Liam and grieved, because he was not ready to lose his big brother. Hope, Steffi, and Finn arrived at Bill's with the intention of seeing Liam. They bombarded Bill with questions about the procedure, why he took Liam home, why he didn't seek advice from Finn, and whether he could actually survive. Bill responded everything he could and stated that he was still waiting for the results. Bill brought them into the room despite the nurse's request. Bill said Liam needed to see Steffi and Hope when he woke up because it would mean everything to him. Finn reviewed Liam's chart and was astounded that his stats were already so good. Bill remembered how everything went down, but he couldn't recall Dr. Adhikari's name. He added that the surgery was rapid, and that they did it outside of the hospital due to insurance rules surrounding experimental therapies. Finn was shocked to find that if the medical treatment was successful, Liam might live. Bill reminded Finn that Liam was not his patient, and that Dr. Buckingham was competent even without his input. Meanwhile, Liam began to wake up, relieved to see Hope and Steffi by his side. He asked where he was and they reminded him of the procedure. Bill received a text message right as Steffi and Hope were crying because they couldn't lose Liam. It was the MRI results. Bill revealed that Liam had a clean bill of health, with the mass completely gone. Steffi, Liam, Bill, and Hope shed tears of excitement at the news. Finn looked perplexed as he examined the MRI, unable to believe that this was all possible. Finn's hands trembled while holding the file. It was too late for this kind of epiphany, yet he couldn't wait till the morning. The MRI results, blood panels, and images were all in front of him in vivid black and white. Liam had come in with a vague complaint about headaches and dizziness, blaming it on stress and long hours at work. Finn, being the careful doctor, insisted on performing several additional tests. What he discovered surprised him. A mass. Growing. Pressing. He did not want to believe it. Not Liam. Not now. The weight of it pressed down on him, the ethical requirement weighing heavily against the emotional implications. This wasn't merely a medical issue, it was personal. They were all intertwined in each other's lives in ways that prevented simple diagnoses or clear choices. But the truth did not wait. It never has. He found Liam at the cliff home, gazing out at the ocean with his typical sense of superiority and smug certainty. Finn hesitated before calling his name, but the sound of gravel under his shoes indicated his presence. Liam turned, smirking softly, until he noticed Finn's expression. "What?" he inquired, guarded. "We need to talk," Finn explained, handing up the envelope containing everything. "I don't have time for this," Liam replied, already turning away. "You're going to want to make time." Something about Finn's voice caused Liam to halt. There was no accusation or judgment, only gravity. He took a step forward, looking at the file. "What is that?" "It's yours," Finn responded. "These are your scans. From the hospital." Liam scoffed. "I told you I'm fine." "You're not fine," Finn remarked quietly. "There's a tumor." Liam blinked. For a brief moment the entire planet appeared to shake. "What are you talking about?" "You have a tumor in the frontal lobe. That's what's causing my migraines, memory lapses, and mood changes." Liam's breath caught. "You're saying it's in my brain?" "Yes." There was a long silence between them, interrupted only by the crash of waves below. Liam's posture tensed, his look full of doubt and rejection. "No," he replied. "That cannot be right. You must have mixed it up with another's file. I double-verified it myself. And I apologize, Liam, but the results are apparent. You should begin treatment immediately. Surgery may be an option, but we must first conduct a thorough consultation. We do not have time to waste." Liam slid onto a bench near the cliff's edge, his palm securely holding the side. "This can't be happening." Finn sat next to him, his voice softening. "I realize this is difficult, but you've got to confront it. You've been unstable recently and we now know why. It is not just stress. It is not simply envy or paranoia. It is this. And you deserve to be healthy, both for yourself and Kelly." Liam looked over at him. "Does anyone else know?" "No," Finn replied. "But they'll have to. Especially Hope." That name cut deep. Hope. Always Hope. Even now Liam's thoughts returned to her. How distant she had grown, how warm she had become with Thomas, and how he had attempted to tear them apart in the belief that he was protecting her. But was it really protection or manipulation? Perhaps it wasn't totally his fault. "I don't want her to know," Liam stated abruptly. "She deserves the truth," Finn remarked. "She is finally happy. She has finally moved on. If she discovers that I am seriously ill, it will only serve to relieve her guilt. And I do not want her to come back that way. You can't hide this. I can do it for now. Please give me time. Please." Finn paused. The doctor in him screamed no, but the man, the one who knew heartbreak and loss, paused. "Several days. That is it. But if something worsens, I'll inform her." "Fair enough," Liam murmured, peering at the horizon again. Ridge stood in front of the mirror in his bedroom somewhere in the city. The reflection had changed over the years, more gray in his beard, deeper lines around his eyes, but his heart had not. Brooke was the only lady who had ever really claimed that heart. They had been through it all. Betrayals, reconciliations, weddings, annulments, children, and rivalries. Despite their distance, they always returned to each other. Destiny, they called it. A word so romantic that it seemed absurd to say aloud now, but it still fit. Brooke has always been the one. Things had gotten complicated lately. Taylor had returned to his life in a genuine way, warm and soothing, reminding him of simpler times. But things weren't the same. Brooke possessed a fire within her that questioned, agitated, and exasperated him, but ultimately made him feel alive. He remembered the exact moment when he realized he couldn't pretend any longer. It happened during the gala at Forrester Creations. Everyone was present, fashion, flashbulbs, and champagne. Taylor had appeared magnificent, regal, and secure. But Brooke strolled into the room, smiling at something Donna said, her golden hair catching the light, and his heart moved. He felt it again as he picked up his phone and focused on her name. He called. Brooke responded on the second ring. "Ridge. Hi." Her voice softened. "You okay? Can I come over?" A pause. "Yes." He arrived shortly after, and she opened the door with a mild curiosity. He could tell she'd been waiting for this, waiting for him to make a decision. "I've been thinking," he explained, "about everything. About us." "Me too," she replied. "I never stopped. I attempted to make anything work with Taylor again because I felt maybe stability was preferable to passion. Perhaps consistency was better than fire. But I was wrong." Brooke's eyes filled with tears. "It has always been you. It is still you." She walked forward, threw her arms around him, and the years vanished. The weight is lifted. They were back in their home. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Finn sat alone and reviewed Liam's charts once more. He couldn't avoid the impression that this was more than just a medical emergency. Liam had already caused so much havoc in Hope's life, and now, whether he intended to or not, he might draw her back into it. But this time there was an explanation. A genuine biological explanation for the spirals of instability. Regardless of the explanation, the harm had already been done. Hope had drifted further away from Liam with each passing moment, her bond with Thomas growing in ways no one could have predicted. Thomas had truly changed. He was no longer the obsessive schemer they had suspected. He was now grounded, centered. He seemed to love Hope unconditionally. Finn was worried. Would the news of Liam's illness make Hope run back? Will she see the tumor as an explanation, and thus redemption, for what Liam has done? Or would she finally admit that what was broken may not require repair? So what about Steffi? She too had the right to know. Liam remained the father of her child. If his health deteriorated, she would be impacted. Kelly would be impacted. Finn ran his fingers through his hair as exhaustion set in. For the time being, he had done all he could. However, secrets did not stay buried in this village for long. When the truth was revealed, it would have far-reaching consequences for all of them. Liam was standing in his own home, staring at his reflection in the mirror. He saw a man unraveling. A man who realized that his erratic and frequently brutal decisions were not totally within his control. The knowledge was both alarming and strangely comforting. He didn't want pity. He did not want everyone to think he was broken. So he stood up taller, straightened his collar, and breathed deeply. Even now there were issues that needed to be resolved. If he only had a limited amount of time, if this diagnosis was as serious as it sounded, he would need to get things in order. Not for redemption, not for glory, but it was time. Finn may have revealed the truth, but Liam now had to face it. Ridge and Brooke sat side by side in another Los Angeles neighborhood, sipping wine amid the quiet buzz of the evening. It seemed quiet, tranquil, and real. Their hands touched and nothing changed. "I don't know what tomorrow brings," Brooke said softly. "But tonight," Ridge explained, "I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be." And for the first time in years they both believed it. Completely.